Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's Man City versus Chelsea. I know the Sunderland game I didn't do because it was extremely late in the night. So yeah, that's the thing. But uh, Pep Guardiola is there. Pep Guardiola knows. Pep Guardiola knows the title race is just begun. Don't be fooled that Arsenal are 4 points ahead. They'll go away. I mean, just think about this team. Six titles in the last 8 years. Who are we? We're the fucking champions. Have some respect on that. We are the fucking champions. I mean, not the exact champions, but we are the champions of the last decade in the English Premier League. I would say 10 years, almost 8 titles, 7, 8 titles, or whatever. So, I mean, we must not be afraid. 4 points, Arsenal 6 points. No, no. I think up to 8 points you can cover. Up to 8 points, it's possible to chase them down. Yeah, we might need help from other teams and all, but Arsenal will feel the pressure. 8 points in 2021-22, that team, and Arsenal didn't win. People say, that was a different team, this is a different team. People say that Arsenal did not have leaders, this Arsenal has leaders. Tell me one player who has fucking won the Premier League in Arsenal. 2021-22, there was no one. Right now, there's no one. Is there anyone? Gabriel Jesus is there, maybe, who has won who has won Premier Leagues, that too with City. That's it. Arsenal does not have experience. Still, you might have the best players in the world. You might have the Cristiano Ronaldos and Lionel Messi's of the world, but a team but first time getting over the line is always a challenge. Does not matter who the personnel are and everyone. Without that experience of people in the team getting you over the line, first time is always tough. And you have a marathon team in City chasing you, and now with Rodri fit as well. Rodri against Sunderland, that second half, incredible. He had an incredible game. Jeremy Doku, not Jeremy Doku. I mean, whenever the ball's down the wing, I just want to say Jeremy Doku, but obviously Jeremy Doku is not playing. Jeremy Doku is obviously not playing, I know that. Food and Sherky Reinders, Rodri Bernardo Silva. So, Rodri's diagonal switches. I think if Rodri played from the starting against Sunderland, we would have absolutely won that game. I mean, those are the kind of games which, I mean, Pep said Nottingham Forest 1-0. Pep said that, sorry, Nottingham Forest 2-1. Pep said you lose that game, you draw that game last season. I say the Sunderland game, we lose that game last season. We absolutely lose that game last season. Last. People might not agree with me in this context, but yeah. Diaz was excellent in that game. JSK is here. Hey JSK, how are you doing? JSK says, Yo Mohan, who is Chelsea manager? Willie Caballero, I think. I think it's Willie Caballero who's. I haven't seen him shaking hands with Pep, but Willie Caballero, I think, is the one. It's interesting. Yes, can you look at the three teams in the top four this season? Yes, Chelsea are maybe bit out of the top four now, but in general, Arsenal, City, and Chelsea. Chelsea's head coach was from City. Chelsea's second in deputy Caballero, ex-City goalkeeper, was part of City's coaching staff a while ago, I think. And then you look at Arsenal, Mikel Arteta. He has come out from City, working under Pep for a couple of years. Arsenal set piece coach is from City. Yeah, Arteta took him from City. So it's interesting how City is reshaping not just the football style across the country, but also the managers that are coming out from our club are getting into top positions in the other clubs. That's a good header. That is a foul on Donnarumma. I think that was a good header. I think Ruben Diaz has been. JSK says, and one more thing, if and when people leave, don't want Maresca anywhere near City. I just think JSK will. I just think JSK with that with that comment that you made where you said do not want Maresca near City. I think history is always cruel on the managers that Pep Guardiola always says this. The managers are as good as the players they have. History will always be cruel on the managers who history will always be cruel on the managers who did not get the players they want from the board. With Maraska, I would say, yes, maybe he's not yet there for the City job. Is not yet good enough for the City job. But thing is, Maraska was shouting out for a good centre back and a striker, and the Chelsea board was just giving him, and the Chelsea board was just giving him, all these Garnacho, Gittens, this old Jadon Sancho, things which he do not want, things which he did not want. Maresca wanted a centre back, and it seems he wanted a better goalkeeper than Sanchez. The same thing with Ruben Amorim as well. They're not backing him for that 3-4-3 style. So manager is as good as the players, if you ask me. That's a great run. That's a fantastic run by Tijani Reinders. That's a fantastic run by Tijani Reinders. Ryan said, Bernardo Silva. I don't even think that's offside. Was it for a handball? It was a handball, yes. But that run from Reinders. I would not judge Maresca too early, but I don't know. He's not yet there for the City job. But then again, the one thing in Maresca's favor is, if you ask me, he has come through that City environment. He was the coach of our youth teams. He understands the youth system well. He almost would represent a continuity. If you really want a natural continuity to Pep Guardiola, then I think Maresca could be one of the solutions that you're looking at. Understands the club well, and this time they will. And tactically, I think Maresca is much better than what much better than what people give him credit for. Is tactically astute. He's won the championship as well, which again is not that easy. I think Company and Maresca will definitely. It seems that there's a short list of coaches that the City have prepared whenever Pep goes. Well, I know three of them: Vincent Company, Enzo Maresca, and Pep Linders. There will be five, but I know at least three of them are those, and at least two of them are closely related with how the club is being run. So. Great run, fantastic. For a moment I thought the ball was just over. For a moment I thought the ball was just over the keeper. So O'Reilly does very well. O'Reilly does very well. JSK's best one is Fabregas. There's a risk, JSK again. There's a risk. When you say best one is Fabregas, Fabregas is not coached in the Premier League at all. There's that risk again with managers like says Fabregas. Yes, his system is working in the other leagues and is doing well, but the Premier League is a different beast altogether. O'Reilly, great run by O'Reilly. Good lift in Erling Haaland. City have started very positively here. Rodri in there. Nunez does very well. Yeah, I mean, just a bit on the Sunderland match. I think Sunderland was the one match where I thought we missed Omar Marmoush. I think you play Omar Marmoush, you win that match. That striking instant. Almost to Haaland, almost to Haaland. So again with Cesc Fabregas and all, I think what City board would be thinking is City board would be sitting there and for the appointment of the next manager. They would be looking at, what has gone wrong in the appointment of new managers at Manchester United, for example, to an extent, and Arsenal, for example. To an extent, it would happen at Barcelona for a couple of years, right after Pep Guardiola went. Yes, Luis Enrique was there, but in general, apart from those 2 3 years of Luis Enrique, Barcelona too suffered. So they'll be looking at all of those things. And the first thing that stands out, even if you take the United cases, the lack of people, understanding the inside of the club coming in. Moyes was not a United person. He did not know the club. So I think City, that's why I think City would be considering highly Maresca and Vincent Company. Great run, fantastic run, fantastic run, fantastic run. Has to pass it, has to pass it, has to pass it, has to pass it. Yes, that's a good pass. Bernardo Silva does well. Nico Riley does well. There's a back pass on. There's a back pass on Bernardo. Yes, recycle the ball. Josko Guardiola is coming in. Rodri is there. Ruben Diaz is there. There's a pass out wide which he plays very well. Bernardo Silva keeping the width. Bernardo Silva one on one against Malo Gusto. Bernardo Silva again. He's not offside. The idea was not right over there. It was a bit late in playing that ball over the top. Phil Ford, and I think it is. JSK says Julian Nagelsmann. Then I personally don't think Bayern will let go of Company. We are not talking next year. I think I personally feel JSK that Pepe's bought in Donnarumma. There's Haaland. Uh, there's Josko Guardiola in the team. We are going for Elliot Anderson. We are bringing in Anton Semenyo. I think Pep is gonna stay for the next 2 3 years. I think now after 2 to 3 years, I think Company will be available and stuff. Yes, there will be managers available. So this is excellent from Ryan Sharkey there. That's a foul on Reece James, and I think Reece James might get a yellow card here. I think. That's a free kick for City, but I think the angle's not particularly good. The angle's not particularly good here. I don't think they'll go direct. I think I would reckon well, Sherky can strike with both foot, but I would think in Phil Ford. I think Phil Ford and might Sherky, a right footer might no Phil Ford and might fancy it and curl it from the outside in. I think maybe, and that's a corner for City. The idea was right, almost right. Enzo just got a foot to it at the last moment. Yes, the idea was right there. That was a good free kick. Fantastic free kick. Ah, Diaz is almost getting onto it. I don't know if you guys ask me, I rate Enzo Maresca. I rate Enzo Maresca higher than Roberto De Zerbi, to be honest. As De Zerbi played great football at Brighton, but I rate Enzo Maresca given the right kind of players. Rate Enzo Maresca. I would probably want Maresca, Company, Pep Linders, one of these three to be our next manager. That's my choice, to be honest. But new options might emerge if it's in the next 3 4 years. Just don't know. This referee is just giving handballs left, right, and center. He's just giving handballs left, right, and center. This is good pressing from City. This is excellent pressing from City. Rodriguez, Nico Gonzalez is good, but you're talking about the best in the world in terms of Rodri. People say Caicedo, Declan Rice. Rodri is just something else. Rodri with the ball. Fantastic switch. That is Rodri's speciality. Great diagonal switch. I think he was offside there. Matthews Nunez. Josko Guardiol. Not the best. Not the best from Josko Guardiol. Looks like the Chelsea manager is not Willy Caballero. Then I do not know. Ruben Diaz, Ryan Cherky. I think when we get Elliot Anderson, I think Elliot Anderson is our answer to Declan Rice. And Elliot Anderson has much better forward passing than Declan Rice, to be honest, with the entire both of their midfield play and everything, their positional play, extremely the same thing. But Elliot Anderson has more of that forward passing vision. I think getting Elliot Anderson is the only thing remaining. Good snatch. City are defending well. That's good defending again. Yes, the ball's not cleared, but I think we are in a good position right now. Estevao, Cole Palmer. This is excellent from City. Fantastic from Phil Foden. That's a foul in favor of Foden. The defending's been exceptional. I mean, Sunderland, Ryan Cherky gets back into the box and he makes two or three great challenges. So that's wonderful there from City. The the defensive structure and the defensive organization is just outstanding from City, to be honest. Fantastic switch. That is an outstanding switch. I think it's Nico O'Reilly or Rodri. I don't know. I'll have to see, but the switch is just outstanding. The switch itself deserves something more than that, but that's very well done by Matthews Nunez. Unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. I think it's Malo Gusto. Defending's again very, very good. City's defending spot on. The defense has been outstanding there. Wonderful. That's a City throw. Excellent defending from City, to be honest. Standing defending from City, that is. Again, great switch from Rodri. These switches are just outstanding. Once Semenyo comes, these switches will just be, once you have a winger, even like Doku, I'm just telling, even like Doku, when he's the best winger in world football at the moment, the dribble he did against Sunderland where he went past three players into the box, the raids into the box in the Sunderland. I mean, I felt proud after the Sunderland match. We dropped points, but you rarely feel proud when City drop points. The Sunderland match was one where you felt proud that we dropped points. But anyways, one-on-one defending Nunez. Let's see how much is great defending again. Fantastic defending again. Good defending. Anything could have happened there. No, this is at the Etihad. I've said from the starting. You get 90 points, and I don't care where you finish. For me, the target for this season to be a success is 90 points. What a pass! What a pass that is! What a pass that is! Ah! Ah! What a shot from Phil Foden! What a pass that is from Matthews Nunez! Wow! The passing from Nunez is just outstanding, and on another day that would have rippled in, but yeah. The block was fantastic from Josko Guardiol. Just look at the block. Outstanding block. Matthews Nunez has just fitted in so well. The switch is on. The switch is on. Wonderful there. Ah, not getting that final bit. I think you need a winger with pace. Savinho had the best chance against Sunderland, to be honest. No, he didn't score, but it just seems to be a Raheem Sterling region. Badia Shield with the injury. Let me just see the squads, to be honest. Let me just see the squads, and especially the squad of Chelsea, Achampong, Estevao, Pedro Neto, Joao Pedro, right? City's defending has been outstanding. Ah, that's a free kick in favor of Chelsea. And Ruben Diaz has just grown into the season. It's been very, very good. Defensively, we are good, looking very, very solid. I don't know how the Champions League knockout stage especially will pan out, but we are looking extreme. That's a great pass by Rodri again. Fell for Bernardo Silva. Erling Haaland gets to its first. Well done by Erling Haaland. Bernardo Silva does well. Ah, that's a corner for City. That is a corner for City. It's a goal kick. The diagonals from Rodri, the balls to the top from Nunez. We must remember this is the first season that those players, Rodri's been there, but Matthews Nunez is in, Reinders is in. It's the rebuild. People will not believe it's the rebuild, but it is a rebuild. I'm sorry. It is a rebuild. Sport Free Anurag is here. Hey Anurag, how are you doing? How are you doing, mate? Well, Anurag is a Barca fan. I know the regulars over here will know it. He has his channel called as Sports Free. Please subscribe to it. You get excellent tactical analysis. But yeah, Anurag, tell me your views on this title race. City drew 0-0 with Sunderland. People have lost their minds. What a ball! What a ball! That is what a ball! Reinders for Haaland. Ah, could not no pace on the cross looped in, but yeah, Anurag, just tell us your view on the title race. Arsenal 4 points. I mean, if City win this, we are 4 points behind Arsenal. So how do you think is 4 points too much already for Pep Guardiola and City to chase down, or can City still do it? What do you think? That's a free kick to Chelsea. He is a free kick to Chelsea. It seems that Rosenier has come to London. He might be Liam Rosenier, might be. Don't even know who he is, but it just feels like Liam Rosenier might be the one who's Chelsea's next managerial appointment. I think that's another foul on Rodri there. Reece James, I think, should get a card. I think Reece James should get a card there. Kandanya is here. Kandanya, how you doing? First, tell me your view on City 0-0 versus Sunderland, because a lot of people are losing their minds over 2 points dropped. I would say it is the first time after match that I felt proud of the way we played. Literally, especially that second half, we gave everything. There was nothing. The ball just did not go in. I mean, hitting the post a couple of times. I felt proud after that performance, and I thought it's a point gain because I particularly think last season we lose that match to Sunderland counter attack, for example. So I think this is the last match without Anton Semenyo. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Next, I mean, yesterday reports came next 24 hours to 48 hours. Semenyo will be a done deal and officially will head to City for the medical and stuff. So last match without Semenyo. And I think Semenyo just slots straight back. Bernardo Silva with the ball. Bernardo Silva has to pass it back, has to recycle the ball, and it does. Ryan Sherky, Rodri. Great run from Bernardo. It was offside anyway. Ah, I ideally think you would want Semenyo to be in the place Bernardo is on the right wing, to be honest. But again, Arsenal yesterday, 1-1, winning 3-2. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling like how Liverpool had in the first six matches. This kind of performances by Arsenal are just not sustainable. There might be days where they can drop points, to be honest. But we need to win this first of all. Stay in that. We need to win this to capitalize on that. Will Arsenal not even drop 1 point because we have them at the Etihad? So even if you count 3 points on that, so will they not even drop 1 point? Of course they will. Bernardo Silva as well. That is excellent. That Nunez. Ah, chance to strike, but the defending's been outstanding. The defending's been outstanding. Ruben Diaz is playing like a world class defender. The last game, this game, he's just come. He's just he's just coming to the fore. I think Ryan Sherky can do much better there. To be honest, Ryan Sherky has improved his game off the ball, but his on the ball game has suffered a bit. Diaz positioning is world class. To be honest, it's just there to every ball. Holland as well. Just go and press Sanchez. Go and press Sanchez. Rodri. That the switch is on. The switch was on that left hand side for City, but We have to take maximum points of this game. Foden, Bernardo Silva. I just think Bernardo Silva is just not working over there. I think you need an injection of pace. Absolutely no injection of pace on the wings. Imminent that this game needs Jeremy Doku. This absolutely no doubt. That is excellent there. Haaland, there's a pass round the corner. Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, there's a pass round the corner. Good switch, fantastic switch. Ryan Sharky. Sharky needs to manage that ball better, man. You're the best technical player in the Premier League right now. The way you take your touches and all, I think it needs to be better. Ruben Diaz. I'll just come on to the comments in a bit. I'll just come on to the comments in a bit because it is attacking here. Phil Foden, Ruben Diaz, Ruben. There's a ball out wide on the right hand side. There's a ball. Bernardo's always available. Yes, he's gone for that ball now. Bernardo Silva, Bernardo Silva, Bernardo Silva, Bernardo Silva. Good attempt. Very good attempt by Bernardo. Prime Bernardo puts it in. That is very, very good by Bernardo. Good by Bernardo, even though that didn't go in. He just sat Malo Gusto down there. Cardinals is, I think it's actually disrespectful to Sunderland to say it's 2 points drop because all the current top four sides drew against them. That is true. Cardinals, the way they defended there, they just give their hearts out, the blocks. It is not that City had a bad game. The second half, City were they did everything. And when you see Sharky, Ford, and Doku, Reinders, Haaland, everyone in there, and still you defend that well without conceding a goal to them, you just have to applaud the brilliance of Sunderland there. Yeah, people are being disrespectful of them. That is true. That is true. And in fact, I think the two of the bottom three teams. Even Leeds have been very very good off late, right? They almost got a draw against City, 2-0 down to. They lost the game narrowly 3-2. They made it 2-2 against United today. Of course, they got 1-1. The result against Liverpool, I think, from 2-0 down again they came and drew it 3-3. I think. Uh, and they came to Stamford Bridge and defeated Chelsea. I think two of the three promoted teams are doing exceptionally well. That is Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland. Ah, that was a chance. Jorgensen does well, but Haaland should put it in. Haaland should put it in. Haaland should put it in. Was a chance, was a chance, was a chance. I know it was the foot of Shaloba there, but Ah, Cardinals says, why can't people acknowledge the brilliance of a promoted team playing exceptionally well? Because they have not been used to promoted team being brilliant, Count. And yeah, I think last 8 years, what it's been, I think in the last 10 years roughly, it's been three up, three down, I think, right? I mean, I think at least since 2019, that I'm sure, it's been three up, three down consistently. Consistently, it's been three up, three down. So. Excellent defending there from Nico Riley. Rodri with the ball. That is excellent from Nico Riley. Erling Haaland has to cut in and shoot. What? Underside of the bar. What the fuck was that? Kandinya, underside of the bar. Shit. What is happening there? What a strike that is from Haaland. What a strike that is from Erling Haaland. Just can't believe we are not 1-0 up again. That is a great ball there. The balls from the back have been superb from City. People have been saying, well, Nico Gonzalez is filling in the Rodri role. He's done to an extent, but here you're talking of the Ballon d'Or winner. The switches Rodri has is just exceptional. Switch of play. Bernardo, what the fuck did you do, Bernardo? Sorry, Ryan Sherky over there. Ah, Ryan Sherky can be much, much better. I don't know what he was trying to do. Josko Guardiol hurt a little bit, but Palmer, but how the hell are we not 1-0 up here? At least a minimum. Ah! You cannot mess up that counter attack. It was a 3v3 at the back. You just needed to get that pass. Right? Small things matter, small things matter. Pep will live it with those small details. Erling Haaland was almost there. Tijani Reinders. What a goal! What a goal! He is a monster! He is a monster! Tijani Reinders! The guy from the country region! Continue how? How did he score that? How did he score that? That is Sergio Aguero reminded. How did he score that, mate? Wow! What a goal! What a shot, right? That is. How the hell did he score that? Wow! How the hell did he score that? I've been waiting for the last 140 minutes. Outstanding. Outstanding. How the hell did he even score that? From that angle. Not an easy angle at all. Just look at it. On the roof. That reminds you of Sergio Aguero. The best goals of Sergio Aguero. On the roof. Beautiful. Please do not concede now. Do not concede now. Game of small margins. Chelsea will look to attack now. That's a foul. It seems that Michael Oliver has forgotten his yellow cards at home. Clear yellow by Malo Gusto. I don't know why Malo Gusto tries so hard to get a red every game. And Chelsea were expecting Enzo Maresca to challenge for the title with these clowns at the back. Sanchez, Malo Gusto, Shalaba is alright, but the pairing of Shalaba has never been stable, right? So, which means this clearly no, maybe Kukareya okay, but in general, no stable defensive partnership. Your goalkeepers, a mid-table goalkeeper. To be honest, Sanchez is a mid-table goalkeeper. How do you expect to challenge against teams like Arsenal and City who have Raya, Donnarumma, Diaz, Guardiola, the best? O'Reilly has been the best left back in the league this season. Ruben Diaz is world class with levels that he's showing. He has been below that level a bit. Ryan Sharkey has to give it to Erling Haaland. That's well done by Malo Gusto. I think I personally thought Sharkey should have. No, there was no. Sharkey should take care of the ball much better. That's what I thought. Sharkey should take care of the ball well. Sharkey has not been good with the ball. The first touches and all below his standard. Rodri's done well there. Josko Guardiola, Matheus Nunes. Nico Riley has to cross it in. And it's a corner. One more goal before the end of the half and just relax and watch the game. Was a chance. Should have kept it down. Should have kept it down. Phil Foden knows it. I reckon it's of his weak foot, and that's the one excuse I'll give it to him. But Foden knows it. That was a chance, and he should have kept it down somehow. Should have kept it down. Weak foot. That's the only excuse I'll give him. Weak foot. That's it. But Reinders again, wow. How many goals? I think it's 5 goals. Reinders, I think it's his fifth goal of the season, if I'm not wrong. Tijani Reinders. What a signing again. He's a Gundogan region. I just think in the Sunderland game he came on very late. I think that was the one, not regret, but one kind of a thing where I felt from the starting. When he started Savio, I was like, it's okay, you start Savio, but for me, this is a game of Tijani Reinders, especially low blocks. You know, we have different cheat codes for low blocks, different weapons. Reinders is one weapon. Semenyo, when he comes, will be another weapon. Sherky is another weapon. So just look at Donnarumma. Wow. I just think with the Sunderland match, it's just Tijani Reinders not coming in a bit earlier. That was the only thing. And I think he came on in the 90th minute and he already had a chance. Reverse pass, it's difficult to hit. Because you see all the low blocks, Forest, Reinders broke it, Sunderland Reinders almost broke it. So yeah. And again, yes, this season there's the title race and all of this thing, but I just say to people, you know, fans have been patient for 10, 20 years. Tell me another top six club other than City, traditional top six club, who has not taken at least more than 10 years after the successful era to come back to in the rebuilds to win a trophy. Liverpool, 25 years, sorry, 16 years to win a trophy. Arsenal, 21 years, no trophy. United, 13 years, no trophy. Allow for a rebuild, that's what I would say. Allow for the rebuild, and how strong Pep is rebuilding. We have Galactico signings in each position, guys. We have Galactico signings. JS today all are playing bad except Silva. I think Sharky was not good, but I think Haaland was good. He was sharp. He was dragging people. I think the entire back four was good. JSK. I thought O'Reilly was winning his challenges. Nunez was putting balls behind the positioning of Diaz. I mean, in that Sunderland game also, Diaz was very very good. In this game, Diaz positioning is he's returning to that world class level. Good block from Josko Guardiol. Naruma didn't have much to do, so can't judge him there. Rodri's been very, very good with his switches. Tijani Reinders, of course, the goal and the runs. I think except Ryan Sherky and Phil Foden. Phil Foden 6 on 10, which is in bad for him. But I think except Sherky and kind of Foden, I think people have had a good game. Exactly, Baiji. That's what I was telling you. Both Foden and Sharky so poor. Take one of them. Should have been two goals at least by Aji. Ryan Sharky especially for his technical ability. Ryan Sharky should protect that ball so better. I mean, Malo Gusto is there. Ryan Sharky just can get a red of Malo Gusto. That's the talent of Ryan Sharky. Sharky's just tapered off a little bit. The only thing, the only thing with Ryan Sherky Bayaji is his off the ball work rate in the last 2 3 games, even the Forest game, what I've seen has improved a lot. It has improved a lot, to be honest. That's the only thing. But offensively, I think Sherky needs to be. Yes, he's not protected the ball well as well. Yes, both Sherky and Foden have not been good. भाई says Rodri says to Nico जी इंजर्ड हो गया साला किस्मत ही फूटी हुई है वही है ना भाई जी दैट्स व्हाट और उनका किस्मत भी देखो ना तुम अर्सेनल का एस्टन विला के साथ एंड्रे ओनाना इंजर्ड हो जाता है and then there's no Babakar Kamara as well. Literally Aston Villa played Arsenal last weekend with their first choice midfield out. And because that first half Villa could have easily gone 2-0 up against Arsenal. So I think that's the this thing. And you see our luck against Sunderland. Our luck here as well. Haaland, it's the outside of the post. Bernardo shot just goes Bernardo shot just goes over. Uh, the Sunderland game, I mean, Guardiola hits the post. What did you think, Bayaji, of the Sunderland game? Because I know Countania said credit to Sunderland, and I actually say it's last season we lose that game. Last season, I say we lose that Sunderland game 1-0. We get caught on the counter attack by the Sunderland. So, I mean, we did everything in the Sunderland game. My only this thing with Pep was Shikayat with Pep was he didn't bring on Reinders earlier. A low block, Reinders, Sharky, and Semenyo, they are the cheat codes, to be honest. JSK says, I want Arsenal to win this year. My cousin will lose her sanity if Arsenal don't win this year. Not just your cousin JSK. Mikel Arteta will come to Himalayas if Arsenal will not win this season. He will become a monk because this season if they don't win, where except City and Aston Villa, and people expect Villa to drop off. But in general, City is in a rebuild. No one is expecting Aston Villa except City. I mean, all of your other traditional top six teams are shit. Leeds are taking points of Liverpool. Leeds are beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Sunderland are taking points of the top four. I mean, this season United have been so shit. Amorim has been so shit and still is, I think, a win away from getting into the top four. I'll tell you how shit it is. United lose to Leeds 1-1, and then Liverpool draw against Fulham 1-1. Spurs are anyway shit. It's the weakest it's the weakest top four race we have had in decades, if I must say. The traditional top six are at their weakest. Newcastle inconsistent away from home. Spurs to Spurs. It's the weakest top six we have had in years. We have had in years. Top four battle was always strong, regardless of challenging for the title. But this season it's not that. Why this has stayed up till 3:30 a.m. only to watch Savio doing Sterling in front of goal. नाम का विंगर है वो, no assist, no goal, only 70 million का जो I mean, Baiji, I was thinking how did we get a Sterling region? How did we get a Sterling region? It's interesting, Baiji, because Sterling was always like that. Sterling was always like that with respect to Sterling was always like that with respect to finishing. But Savio in his breakout season in La Liga had I think he had around 11 goals, 10 assists, some insane numbers like that. He used to score long range bangers, left foot, right foot. He used to score insane goals. It's interesting what's happened with Savio, to be honest. And my second thought was, और हमेशा हमें ही क्यों मिलते हैं ऐसे wingers like ऐसे players like Gabriel Jesus. I still remember that Leon game Champions League when Gabriel Jesus hits the bar of an open goal. But yeah, I mean, but Savio Chance, Doku was exceptional in that game. I just think if Pep bought in Reinders early on, we win that game. YG says now Tijani's shots on target are converting into goals. Yes, I mean he was always shooting well. It's just they were not going in. I think Reinders can easily get those 10-12 goals a season for sure. He is an improvement of on Gundogan, I must say, in terms of he's more physical in the midfield, and which will show as he spends more time in the team. But also his runs are exceptional. I think we have perfectly gotten that Gundogan's replacement in Tijani Reinders. JSK says at least we won't see Sabio when Semenyo comes. The problem is JSK, except Bernardo Silva, I think Brian Shark is two-footed, so we'll leave it there. But except Bernardo Silva, I don't think you have a natural left-footed winger. I don't think you have a natural left-footed winger in the team. That's where Savio is coming in. But yeah, I think again when you look at it, maybe you sell Savio for 70 million, you get in Rodrigo. Now Semenyo comes in for the release clause. Imagine having Doku, Rodrigo, and Semenyo in your team as wingers. Wow. YG says United bench versus Wolves from a prehistoric era. So recognizable. YG, I think you should say United's bench versus Wolves was from modern era, from the futuristic era, not prehistoric era, because I think that's a sign of maybe how the United benches will be in the future. But it's interesting, United dropping 2 points against Leeds, dropping 2 points against Wolves. Uh, I, I just think this is, if this is not close to relegation form, then what is? You're not able to beat any of the relegation teams. You've been defeated against Forest just a couple of weeks ago. I think West Ham drew against you. I mean, you look at the bottom three teams: Wolves, West Ham. I think if you leave Burnley apart, United drop points against West Ham, Wolves, Leeds. They lost against Forest. They played a couple of they played a bunch of, they lost against Everton with that with the 10-man Everton. So I think in the last month and a half, United have played a bunch of bottom half teams and they hardly won against any of them. I think they won against Wolves once. That's it. So it's interesting. Count says one last comment on Sunderland. Man City and Man United are the only teams in the current top 10 to win a match against Sunderland. That I think Count there is. I mean, I've followed Sunderland a bit more better than probably I think majority of the people because I have Granit Xhaka, I have Robin Reeves, and uh, I had Daniel Ballard until he got injured last week in my fantasy team this season right from the starting. So almost a majority of my fantasy team is from Sunderland. So I've followed them closely. The thing with Sunderland is yes, City and United beat them, but it's in their home in Cities and United's home. Sunderland at their home have pretty much been unbeatable. Arsenal drop points against them, but then I think we'll also have to check the fact that to the top 10 teams, how many teams have Sunderland gone and okay, traditional top 6 teams, how many teams have Sunderland played in those away from home? So I think that's another stat because Sunderland away from home have been very very poor. And I think Sunderland away from home at United, I watched them at United, they were abysmal. At City, it was an easy 3-0 win. And by the way, that Sunderland team was stronger than what we played them 3 4 days ago. So Sunderland at home is different, and also small pitch they're able to compress a lot of long balls. It's almost Stoke City 2.0 in the fact that Sunderland away Stoke City 2.0. Except those long high balls, Sunderland have a bit more quality in attack than what Stoke was having and stuff. And there are players who can actually pass, and the defense is, but the long throws and everything. Sunderland home playing Sunderland at their home is almost like throwback to the 2000s era. A few people I was hearing a few people say that it was throwback to the 1990s 2000s era of how the Premier League would be. Extremely physical, and all of that. That is what watching Sunderland at their home feels like. And also I think County shows how good Sunderland have been. County, I think we need to extend it to say shows how good the relegation teams have been this season. I think Leeds deserves a lot of credit as well. Leeds have been very very good. They beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Exactly, exactly. County says they drew at Anfield and Tottenham. They won in Stamford Bridge. Okay, Sunderland, then that's good. Then that's good. And also the position reflects that. And the relegation teams as well, County. I think uh, Leeds have been good as well. Leeds won the one at Stamford Bridge, drew at Anfield, came back from 2-0 down to lose narrowly 3-2 at the Etihad. They drew against United. Leeds today. Leeds have been very, very good as well. I think the relegation teams this season, I think something has clicked. The relegation teams this season have realized that if we sit back, we are anyway going to go down. Let us go and attack on the front foot this season. And I think it suited them very, very well. The relation teams have been very, very good as well. I think Wolves have woken up a bit late. The Wolves, for the quality they have, I think they should not be so firmly in the bottom at on the last place. Start Larsen and all of them. I think Wolves did the mistake of not sacking their manager early on and all of that. West Ham will be just the last word on the relegation fight. West Ham will be very interesting to me because Leeds and Sunderland ain't going down. Leeds and Sunderland are definitely not going down. Chelsea making a couple of substitutions. Yes, Chelsea are bringing in a couple of substitutions. Uh, Nico Riley. The passing has already been, crisp right from the off. Personally, my opinion again this season, if we get 90 points in the Premier League this season, is a success to me. Regardless of we win the title, we don't win the title, deep in the champions. Foden's not been good. Foden's not been good. For he maybe needs a bit of rest. Foden's not been good. He's not been his usual self. I think Ilya Anderson is the final piece of the puzzle in this team. That's it. Fantastic pressing. Fantastic pressing from Foden over there. Nico Riley does well. Ah! Donnarumma does well. Donnarumma does exceptionally well. They're good defending, good recovery there. Donnarumma does very, very well. Erling Haaland. How have Chelsea ended up spending close to 1.5 billion and ended up with such shit keepers and back fours and no striker? Can never understand. It's almost like there was this meme today after the Leeds versus United match on one of the Indian United fan pages. He said he said Amorim asked for Ole Watkins and board ने उसे Luna driver लेके देके दिया. I mean that's how it is with Chelsea. You spend so much money. It's almost that memes it. Amorim asked for a Ferrari driver and United gave him a Luna driver. Chelsea are slowly building up from the back. City are pressing high. City are pressing high. That is very well done. Ryan Sharkey, Rodri. Why did Reinders play that pass? Why did Reinders play that pass back? I will not know. Pedro Neto, I think it is who has skied a setter. Pedro Neto has skied a setter over there. But why did Reinders? Josko Guardiola is done, I think. Josko Guardiola is done. That was an open goal there. Enzo Fernandez does extremely well. Spins Matthews Nunez. Nunez can't touch him in the box. That's a setter for Pedro Neto. That's an even easier chance than the one Savio had against Sunderland, to be honest. City survive. We breathe a sigh of relief. Kusanov is coming on. Kusanov is coming on. This was his debut game. I don't remember whether it was at Stamford Bridge or it was at the Etihad, but not looking good. Josko Guardiola's it's not looking good. Don't know how for how long he'll be out for, but it's not looking good for Josko Guardiola. Not looking good, especially when you cannot walk off on your own. Yes, he's not able to walk off on his own, Josko Guardiola. So that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. John Stones is always injured. Look at it, he's not able to walk off on his own. He's not able to walk off on his own, Josko Guardiola. That absolutely doesn't look good. So we only have Ake who himself is injury prone. So suddenly there's no depth at centre backs. I think City will go for Gay. Just think City will go for Gay especially. It will force City's hand because there's no centre backs. There's absolutely no centre backs. Stones is unreliable. Ake is himself injury prone. Stones is unreliable. Where Guardiola is injured now, my God, we are to Ake himself has a long injury history and is into his 30s if I'm not wrong. So where are the centre backs? Victor Rees is at loan. Rees James should get at least one yellow card now. But again, not a good free kick. The rest defense is good. Rest defense is something we've fixed this season a lot. Suddenly there's a centre back crisis, centre back injury crisis that City are on. To be honest, because with Josko Guardiola, you're just not losing a defender, but you're also losing one of the best left-footed passers in the league. The passing of Josko Guardiola, the runs he makes, irreplaceable. Why Jesus? I would like to ask Pep now that does he want a smaller squad now? Why it's a centre back crisis. Malo Gusto does so many fouls. Oliver doesn't give him one fucking yellow card, and now Ruben Diaz does this one foul and he gets a yellow card. That's a yellow card foul, but Malo Gusto also should have been yellow carded long back. That's what I would say. Where are the centre backs, Bayaji? It's a freaking crisis. It's a fucking crisis at centre back. Erling Haaland's onto the ball. Erling Haaland's onto the ball. Erling Haaland's onto the ball. He's getting into the box. That's a corner. That's a good tackle at the end. That's a good tackle by Pong, I think, but that's another corner for City. I think Bayaji, we will be forced to go into the market. Don't know the extent of don't know the extent of Guardiola's injury. Stones always remains injured. I think the one thing that not replacing John Stones maybe last season might come back to bite you a bit more. I think this season, because if you had replaced John Stones with another fit centre back, then you'd not be in a crisis like this. Ryan Sherky, but Diaz and Guardiola were just forming a very good partnership, and then I don't know what Phil Foden is trying to do there. Right by like you said, Foden and Sherky are having absolute shit games. I'm just waiting for Jeremy Doku to come in and absolutely obliterate the fullbacks of Chelsea. Erling Haaland running. That is good from Erling Haaland. The way he's protected the ball over there. That's a foul on O'Reilly. Haaland's been very, very good in those aspects. We need one more goal. We need one more goal. There's a pass on. There's a pass on out wide. Yes, he's found it. He's found it. Johnny Reinders is running. Yes, great pass. That's a penalty. That's a penalty on Ryan Sherky. That's a penalty on Ryan Sherky. That is a penalty on Ryan Sherky. There's no two things on it. I think that's a penalty on Ryan Sherky. Oliver's pointing like this that got the ball, but I don't know. We'll see. That's a throw in there. Johnny Reinders. Where did he get the ball? Where did he get the ball? Where did he get the ball? I don't know what VR was seeing. That's a corner for Chelsea, but I don't know if he actually got the ball there. But yeah, looks like VR checked and cleared that. That's offside. It's offside. But I think the penalty call was very close. My first reaction was penalty. First reaction absolutely was penalty. Liam Delap coming in and Gerald Hatto coming in. Gerald Hatto, the Dutch defender. Decent ball that has forced the goalkeeper to rethink his options, but I think it is that's a great press, Erling Haaland. Ah, that's a goal kick. I know Haaland is having his snapshots a lot today, but the pressing from City has been good. But we have to be a little bit more careful because now Delap is there and his pace and all of those things. Kusha now, just look at the pace. Look at the pace of the guy. Wonderful from Kusha now there. He has Kyle Walker level pace, whatever you might say. But I think Rodri is the key here. That's why I'm feeling a lot more calmer. Because Rodri is the absolute key here. And the match will burst into chaos in a few minutes. The match will burst into chaos in a few minutes. It might be end to end. Nico O'Reilly. I just think we need to get the second goal, invite Chelsea up more, bring on Doku as a substitute, and that's it. I think second goal will open a lot of floodgates up for Chelsea. Lot of floodgates for Chelsea. Second goal. At 1-0, obviously every team will feel there's a chance. You might be Wolves or you might be Arsenal or Real Madrid, Barcelona, doesn't matter. Donnarumma. Ah! Good header by Shaloba. By Ashampong, in fact. Phil Foden with the press. Chelsea are on the attack now. It's 3v3 at the back. So it's a 3v3 at the back. O'Reilly does well there. O'Reilly does well there. Sorry, Nunez does well there on that side now. O'Reilly does extremely well. Both the fullbacks have done very well on that. It's again a 3v3 at the back. How are we so knackered in the midfield? I don't know. But the game's opening up. That's what I've said. The floodgates are opening up. There's a pass out wide. Yes. Rodri. Rodri back. He's calming. He's a calming presence there. The middle of the midfield. Kushano. O'Reilly. Good ball from Donnarumma. Fantastic. That is fantastic from Erling Haaland. Ryan Sharkey. Ah! Bernardo Silva. Sharkey should have gone. I think Sharkey should have gone for the shot. I think this is classic De Bruyne Haaland combination. It would be now. It's Sharkey Haaland, but Sharkey could not have gone. Maybe lot of game to go, and in comes the best winger in world football right now, Jeremy Doku. Winders is off, Doku is on. I would probably have taken out a Sharky, but Cardinals says finally Doku is on and gets interesting. Now he's the best winger in the world, if you ask me. In that Sunderland were parking the bus in that game and he raided the box and got past four people. Aldate, I think it was who just had to absolutely. I don't know how they blocked it, but they blocked the shot. One more goal, I think chaos. The game will be chaos. Game will be absolutely chaotic. The only thing that's holding this game together is Rodri. Is calming it down in the midfield, if you ask me. Otherwise, but now just look at Jeremy Doku. Wow. It's a throw into City. That combination of Doku, Foden, Haaland getting involved. Right now it's going to be very interesting. I think Pep has also figured out here that he needs that second goal. Phil Foden has ah think Doku was a much better option to recycle the ball a bit more because this is what happens. It's a counter attack, 3v3 at the back. Now we are stretched. I think that decision making from Foden has to be really better. He cannot make that pass. He has to recycle possession there. Luckily that attack didn't come to anything, but Phil Foden needed to recycle the possession there. Donnarumma as well. The angle was difficult for Delap. That to beating Donnarumma at the near post was always a challenge. Cushion out as well to smother out anything else from the shot. That is very well done. Snatch from Cole Palmer. Jeremy Doku one on one. That is what you want. That is what you want. Oh, he's done well. Look at it. I don't think there's one full back in the Premier League who can stop him right now. Jeremy Doku does well. Again, Jeremy Doku gets the ball one on one against Shaloba. The rest defense has to be perfect whenever Doku loses those ball on the dribbles. Ryan Sherky, that's a throw in for City. Nathan Ake is coming on. I don't know in whose place, but he's coming on. Ryan Sherky has been very poor today. Nunez does well. That's a free kick to City. Nunez does well, but Enzo Fernandez is such a bitch. Even if I don't like to use that word much, but that's what he is. Enzo Fernandez. It's a useless twat. Jeremy Doku again. What a pass! What a pass that is from Jeremy Doku. Goal. That was a very difficult pass to complete to find Haaland. He should have gone himself. Ryan Sherky with the corner. City are completely dominating Chelsea here. The offside flags up. I think it's on Haaland. We need to get that second. There's no way Chelsea don't score in a game because they always throw so many attacking players forward. That is well defended again. City's defense has been very, very good. Jeremy Doku, just look at how he goes past players. Wow. He just looks like a completely new player, Jeremy Doku. Kushano does have the pace. That is excellent defending. That is excellent defending. That is from Kushano. Look at Liam Delap there. He's an ex-City player as well. Look at Liam Delap there. Delap just pushed him into the hoardings. But I mean, the pace of Kushano is just superb. It's just wow. Where was Michael Oliver when Malo Gusto was doing all that shit? And now he's showing a yellow card to Matthews Nunez for absolutely no reason. Then Liam Delap doesn't even get Delap's booked. That's fine. Look at the height of Nico Riley. I think he might be taller than Donnarumma. In the duel that just happened, you look at the height of Nico Riley, and he might be taller than Donnarumma as well. Wow. Yes, he's in fact a couple of inches taller than Donnarumma. That is excellent there. Ryan Sharkey has to find Haaland, has to find Haaland. Ah! The correct pass was the diagonal one to Bernardo Silva. He's right. He's right. Sorry, the correct pass was out to the pass from Foden was not to Haaland, to us out wide. City have to get that final goal. I mean, second goal. Still feeling like it, to be honest. Jeremy Doku need to get that second goal, guys. And we had so many chances in this half. It's a frustrating thing. Cole Palmer, Rodri as well. That's a foul on Rodri. Bernardo Silva, Nico Riley again. Good pass, very good pass. Bernardo Silva, Jeremy Doku. Nico Riley, I think go back to Donnarumma. Yeah, that's what he did. That was the only option, in fact, over there. Kushanov cannot do the mistake he did in his debut here. That's very well done by Rodri. Ryan Sherky now has a lot of space to run into. Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, Nunes Haaland, Foden again. Good that City are having Chelsea at the edge of their box, but Chelsea might break any moment. So, break in the sense we are on a counter any moment. So, we need to be very careful. That rush defense of 3-2, I think 3-2 is City's rush defense. Three centre backs, two midfield players. That's foul by Chalobah and a free kick to City. Still a long way to go in this game. With the extra time and all, you might think it's a good chunk of 10 minutes and a couple more seconds extra. O'Reilly does well. O'Reilly does very, very well. It's a throw into Chelsea, but I think a free kick to Chelsea, to be honest. Yeah, that's a throw into Chelsea as well again, and back to the goalkeeper. It's tense. It's tense. It's again tense. Ryan Sherky, not being at his best today, Ryan Sherky, to be honest. That pass just sums up the game. It went outside. I think it was an Enzo Fernandez pass, but yeah. Erling Haaland as well. That is excellent. That's an excellent interception from Haaland, and Ryan Sharkey is standing beautifully in there. Ah, Rodriguez got it well, and Nico Riley has to give it to Doku. Doku one on one now. Shaloba, which means there's space for Rodri in the midfield. Ryan Sharkey, second goal and finish it off, guys. Ah, difficult pass. Erling Haaland, anyways. Chelsea are on the counter attack. Nathan Ake, and Nathan Ake doesn't have the pace. Kusha now needs to help Ake out there. Do not let Pedro Neto cut in, please. Donnarumma does well. Donnarumma does extremely well. Yes. Oh, that was a chance. That was a chance. If you ask me, that was a chance for Chelsea. How have that's a throw into City. I expect 4 minutes of added time a minimum. I think it was Delap who was. I think first it was Palmer and then Delap who flubbed their lines. But anyways, it's a throw into. I keep the bottle with me, but it's a free kick to Chelsea. He's given +6. My God, I thought +4 would be too much, but he's given +6. Donnarumma claims it. That's a rubbish free kick from Reece James, anyways. Calm down, Donna. Calm down. I don't know why we want to get out so fast. That's a throw into Chelsea. James is defending very well against Doku. Ryan Sharkey has been absolutely rubbish in this game. That's a throw into Chelsea. Good tackle by Kusha now. Now Chelsea are literally showing a lot urgency, lot of urgency. Push him out wide, push him out wide, push him out wide. That's a goal kick. Well done by Ake. I somehow think we look at it. United, after all those results, is still fifth. Just shows the Premier League's traditional top six as well. Not been that good, anyways. That is very well done, and Ryan Sharkey with the ball. Sharkey is having a very bad game. Should protect that ball. I don't know why is Bernardo as well over there. Bernardo's a decent game except this mistake, but Ryan Sharkey for me has not had a good game at all. O'Reilly's done there. O'Reilly's done. Enzo Fernandez scores. The goal was coming. The goal was coming. The goal was coming. The goal was coming. Goal was coming. We had to score our chances. Didn't score. Sharkey was bad and the goal was coming. The goal was coming. That's it. The goal was always coming. Was it a Donnarumma mistake? I don't know. The mistake was Nico O'Reilly's. The mistake was Nico O'Reilly's. In fact, he cannot just allow Malo Gusto to just go in there like that. Look at that one. Malo Gusto receives the. I think Nico O'Reilly cannot do that. He has to. It was Nico O'Reilly's mistake, if you ask me. Just cannot allow. Just cannot allow Malo Gusto to run like that. That's another 2 points dropped. This is disappointment. You just cannot allow Malo Gusto to run like that. Mistake from Nico O'Reilly. Look at Pep Guardiola. He knows the squad is not ready for the title race, guys. He knows the squad is not ready. The squad is not ready for the title race. People who are dreaming us will get on a title race. The squad is not ready for the title race. The squad is just not ready for the title race. Well, 20 more seconds, but just blow the whistle already. Just don't even feel like completing the game. So many chances, and we have not taken anything. City needs this year to rebuild properly and come back the next year. Yes, you're adding Semenyo, but players need to gel, and then it needs to be a lot of things has to happen. Not the Sunderland one, but this feels like a loss. This feels like a loss. Not the Sunderland one, but this actually feels like a loss. This feels like a loss. It's done. Pep Guardiola knows it. One more season. This season he needs this season to groom this squad well. One more season. One more season. I think we'll have chance for one last chance, maybe. That's the end of it. Two more points dropped. It feels as if two more points dropped. By this as all those near chances came back to bite us. Goodbye title. If we can't beat a shit side in the shittiest times, then we can forget the title. Zero midfield in this team. But Bayaji, I think this season in the Premier League, none of the teams are in the title race except Arsenal, I think, honestly. Everybody's shit in the Premier League this season. Everybody's shit and it seems everybody can beat everybody. And I think I think from the beginning we have been saying this team is not, yes, we got excited in the title race, but we've been discussing from the beginning. This team is in the first year of rebuild. Last season, the entire squad, that was almost an era over with De Bruyne going, Gundogan going, everyone going. This team is in the first year of rebuild. You need to give this team an year or so. Next season will be the one where we'll truly be there for challenging for things. This season, I mean, people have been saying title and all, but I'm still like we get 90 points. It's good. I don't care which position we finish at 90 points. I just think we will be in the top two because look at Liverpool, Chelsea, United. Everyone's shit there. Everyone's shit in there. So this season, a lot of new faces coming in, settling in, and all of those things. For me, this season always was rebuild one, and from next season we go for the title. Baiji says there couldn't have been a better time to play Chelsea, and this is how we responded. Uh, this this draw was coming. I think Bayaji, there are one or two more reasons you could add. Like Chelsea had two more extra days, and we had two more less days after playing Sunderland for this game. The fixture pile up. Pep Guardiola saying, small squad. Josko Guardiola was definitely not fully fit. Natanaki, before this match, he was commenting that he's not back to his full fitness. Look at Natanaki there. Natanaki made a comment. He was not back to his full fitness. So Josko Guardiola, Rodri is definitely not back to his full fitness. He'll slowly be growing in. Bernardo Silva is not the Bernardo Silva of last season. Foden and Sherky were absolute ass. Foden and Sherky were not good at all. Foden especially was, I mean, it just seems that Ryan Sharkey also, I think with Ryan Sharkey, one thing we forget is you need to get used to the intensity and physicality of the Premier League. So year one's always going to be difficult. Year one's always going to be difficult for players to bed in. So, so I think Ryan Sharkey was not up to it. Baji says, yes, we had less rest, but then by what logic Pep keeps asking? He only, I think the logic Pep keeps asking for a smaller squad is the same logic, I think, which he's maybe thinking it's till 2016, 2018 or so, where the fixtures pile up was not as much, but now we had Champions League in January as well, and a lot of those things as well. So, Uh, but yeah, an incredibly disappointing draw. But again, the agenda for this season is the agenda for this season always for me has been get 90 points in the Premier League, which I think we can still get 90 points in the Premier League, go to semi-finals in the Champions League, win a domestic trophy, be it Carabao Cup or an FA Cup. That's it. That's it. That is the agenda. That is the agenda of that is the agenda of the season. If you ask me, if we achieve those targets, we have it's equivalent to Arsenal winning the title, for example, because this is our target for this season. Next season we go again for the title. This season, I'm sorry, it's yes, we got excited in the middle, but new faces getting used to the intensity of the league, and so Bayaji says the moment Bernardo made that useless foul, I had a bad feeling, and also Bayaji, I think Sherky, Reinders, to, to point Kushanov as well, to point Kushanov as well. They're all getting used to the intensity of the Premier League, and also Bayaji to that goal. Nico Riley made a bad mistake for that goal. Nico Riley made a bad mistake for that goal, but I'll not blame him because 19-year-old playing at left back, experience. He had to jockey the man. He had to just follow the man. Then he need not need to go in like that on Malo Gusto. If he just jockeyed the man, I think that pass does not happen. I think we win this 1-0. Nico Riley's mistake by AJ at the end, but again I would say 19-year-old defense for me is all about more about experience, the positioning and all is about experience. He will learn. New Matthews Nunes. I mean just look at the squad. Matthews Nunes and Nico Riley learning their position. They're not experienced in that in that position. Then you have Tijani Reinders who just come in, which means he'll take at least a year to adapt to the intensity of Pep's methods in the Premier League. Ryan Sharkey the same. He'll take time to he'll take time to adapt. So literally, you have four or five players in. You have four or five players in there who are either new to their positions or adapting to the intensity of the league and all that. So I think with those kind of people, you're competing with whom with an Arsenal team whom Arteta has been building for 6 7 years, it's his seventh year almost, who have been settled. There's no one new playing in their positions in Arsenal. So just think it was I think we made a mistake. I think the fans made a mistake of expecting title like this. Titles are not won in sport like this. Especially with new faces coming in, you can just roll over and so no. Yes, if Arsenal had been shit as well like the other teams, we maybe might have won the title this season. The Premier League is so bad this season in terms of fact that everyone can beat everyone else. You have Leeds beating, uh, drawing with Liverpool, Leeds beating Chelsea, Chelsea taking point of Arsenal, and all of those things. But the squad needs to settle down. Just give the squad a year. That's what I would say. Bayaji says Bernardo is the worst captain under Pep. Only a player with proper English and vocal should be the captain, not the one who is about to leave at the end of the season. And also Bayaji, I do not have a problem with Pep playing Bernardo Silva in the midfield. But with Pep Guardiola playing Bernardo Silva on the wing is what pisses me off. A proper winger in there and we would have just torn Chelsea apart. Bernardo Silva on the wing is not the Bernardo Silva 2 3 years back when we destroyed Real Madrid and stuff. So just think Bernardo Silva. I mean, whenever Bernardo plays on the wing, we somehow don't do well. I don't know why. Get rid of Stones and Ake right now, bro. This shit ain't funny. We are spending so much on the medical fees, bro. May as well may as well sign Gay and we have Reason, we have Jumaba. I mean the Ake one I can understand. Sending Ake and G I can understand, but not replacing John Stones is what I will never understand because you know the medical history of John Stones. The guy has stayed fit 1 year in his entire 10-year career in City and he won us the treble. That's the potential of that guy. I know, but he rarely ever stays fit. I mean, if we had, there were a couple of things wrong in that goal. Nico Riley mistake, which I'll forgive since he's a youngster, and then you have Nathan Ake there who should have done better in that sense. Maybe if you had a defender like John Stones or Gay, if you had signed Gay in place of John Stones at the start of the summer, maybe he would have done well on that goal. So a couple of things wrong. I think the entire defensive department needs a reshift. And also we know at the start of the season, I mean beginning of this season, that Josko Guardiola is suffering from this. An article where it was written he was suffering from some kind of a leg cramp or something like that. He was playing through injections, and also we needed to sign the defender in the summer. So I know that there needs to be defensive reshift. We need Elliot. We are getting Semenyo. We need Elliot Anderson, and we need one more centre back, and maybe Colbitter is back if the situation's there. And that's, I think, the two more players away for competing for this title. Why this is attacking play was bad all game. Tijani goal was individual brilliance. The attacking play was bad because Haaland was unlucky. Hit the post once, hit the defenders once or twice. But Sharky and Ford, and the supply was shit by Ajay. The supply was shit. Tell me where was the supply? Sharky was in great positions. Foden was in great positions. There was a pass where Doku gave a pass to Foden, and Foden tries to pass it to Haaland. He should have gone himself right across the keeper, left foot, easy chance. The both the creators, Ford and Cherky, were shit. That's what happens. Bringing on Ake was a shit decision, but who else do you have to bring on? There was no one who you could have brought on, right? It was only Nathan Ake. Stones is injured. That is on us. I mean, this shit is because what happened last season. We could not. I mean, what's happening this season is a consequence of us not acting well last season. Because what's happening this season, we should have bought all of these players last season, gave them a season to rebuild, and this season we could have won the league. Arsenal are not that great. Arsenal are not that great. Yes, they're winning, but they're just better of all the other shit that is below them. Arsenal are not that great. Teams are able to score against them if you attack them. Bournemouth yesterday 2-3. So Chelsea 10 men, they could not beat a 10-man Chelsea. Forget 11. So Arsenal are not that good, but they're better of the shit. Bayaji says yes. Uh, yes, Fakake Fakstones carrying both of them for the for two consecutive seasons, who are never available. And at least the only reason he kept Ake instead of Akanji is left footer. Ake is a left footed centre back. Now we do not have left footed centre backs. Now Vitteris is a left footer as well, but now with Josko Guardiola going, a lot of passing and the runs Josko Guardiola makes, all of those things disappears as well. It's a fucking defensive crisis. Rodri comes back and there's a defensive crisis at the back. Our winger depth looks so bad without Oscar Bob and Savinho. We need Semenyo and Marmoush in the squad. Egypt need to be sent out of Afcon ASAP. I think fullback regions were decently. Yes, I mean that's another issue, right? Now, if something happens to Nico O'Reilly, Josko Guardiola is gone, and suddenly there are no left backs. Who do you play at left back? Bernardo Silva? I don't know. Some because of right. I mean because of Josko Guardiola's injury. Yes, I mean Nunez right back. Something happens. Kushner right back. Who do you play? Maybe yes, Rico Lewis at right back. So that's maybe okay. But left back looks worse because we thought Josko would cover two positions at once, and is now is gone. So we have lost a player for two positions. Why this is the them all of them had scored only one goal in two games. The Sunderland game will be an exception. By the Sunderland defended very well, but today I'm disappointed. We needed to score. Baiji says this is why you need a proper experience at fullback. Same happened at Arsenal. I just think Nico Riley has been good throughout the season. Bayaji, he's been good throughout the season. I think this just is a lapse in concentration, a lack of experience, which happens with young, which happens all the time with young fullbacks. So I'll forgive him for that. But the reason we lost was not Nico Riley. The reason we lost was because we didn't take our chances. Okay, even if he had a proper fullback, Pedro Neto should have buried the chance. Liam Pedro Neto had an open goal, which is skied. Liam Delap had an open goal, which is shot out. So we should have already conceded a goal. We should have already conceded a goal much earlier on. So I don't want to listen to the argument that O'Reilly's mistake. Yes, it was O'Reilly's mistake, but the reason we lost was not because of O'Reilly's mistake. The reason we lost was because we could not take our chances and score our goals. For a team when Pep is bringing Semenyo as well, Pep thought this title race will be attack versus defense. We will attack from all the sides, but we are not able to score goals. That is what it is. I hope we get Gay for homegrown. I think we'll definitely go for Gay now at the set because it's not sustainable without another centre back. Liam Delap is like the white Lukaku. I'll not blame Lukaku here because Lukaku helped us a lot in the Champions League final against Inter. By this is both Foden and Sherky were ass all game, never improved, like stuck in deserts, and that is the main reason, Bayaji, that you pointed out that we actually lost. Both Foden and Sherky were shit. You cannot carry both of them at once. I think they looked ragged as well, dare I say. They looked ragged as well. They looked ragged as well, I think. Especially Sherky looked absolutely ragged. I think we need Gay in Jan. We need to buy a centre back or at least recall one from loan right now. Otherwise, we're screwed. We're fucked. Sherky was open, but Foden completely ignored him. Exactly. Foden completely ignored him and tried to pass to Haaland. There was that run Haaland made, right? When Sherky on his left foot could have received it and placed it in the top corner. I don't know that the creators today was shit. So once the creators are shit, you just cannot blame it on Haaland that he didn't score goals or something. By just a straight swap, Gay for Ake plus cash. It could easily be Gay for Oscar Bob plus Ake for cash. Bob is going to Dortmund, right? So Gay for Ake plus cash, yes. But he says drawing against an anonymous manager is unacceptable. This Baiji, this squad gives me versions of the 2016 squad when Pep just came in. We had some fantastic results after the first 10 matches. Everyone was telling Pep in his first season will absolutely win the title in England. But after that reality caught up. I think this season just we need to get used to City dropping points and all of those things. But just says if Haaland not scoring, I won't hesitate to sub him off in such slender lead games. There's no striker, right, Bayaji? You will sub him off for whom? Exactly, for whom will you sub him off? Marmoush is not there. Savinho is injured. Doku is just coming back, but you'll sub him off for whom? Maybe another option could have been. I think Pep was searching for the second goal, but then another option easily could have been Ryan Sherky or Foden as false nine, and maybe you bring in another midfielder. But there's no other midfielder available other than Divin Mukasa and all of them who are young. Obviously, Pep will not bring him on because Gonzalez is out injured. So sub Haaland on for whom? Or for whom? That's also a big question. By this is now we have two more injury concerns. Both are starting centre backs are out injured. This is a fucking crisis. And we have gone on and got the best winger in the Premier League, second best winger in the Premier League, Semenyo. Wow. Will be interesting to see what Pep says in the press conference anyway. But for me, the season was never about title. The Premier League, they do not have a relegation battle this season. They do not have a title race this season. Top four battles look shit. This season, the Premier League just don't have anything to hype up. Everyone knows Wolves and Burnley are relegated and West Ham probably are gone. The top four teams, everyone are playing shit. There's no title race. Don't know what the Premier League will do, anyways. But, anyways, guys, see you all and have a good night.